Making your first six figures online is not super easy, and I'm not here to tell you that it is. No matter which business model you try, it's going to require hard work, dedication, and consistency to get to the six-figure mark, unless you're obviously really lucky somehow. But I actually managed to make six figures in my first year online, and I've tried lots of different ways of making money since then. Some of them have worked and some of them haven't worked as well. So in this video, what I'm going to lay out is what I believe to be the very best strategy that you can follow to go from zero to earning your first six figures online. So if you've been searching YouTube looking for loads of different ways of making money and everyone's telling you different strategies and there's adverts popping up saying you should try this method and then this method and you're getting confused, hopefully this video should give you a bit of clarity on the steps that you need to take. So I'm just going to change it up today and come to the whiteboard because I want to show you something that's pretty simple, but I think it will definitely give you clarity if you're wondering which route to go down and which business model to choose. So it's just a really simple business matrix, which just lays out different types of business models based on how complex they are and how much growth potential they've got. So we put down here on this matrix complex. So these are complex business models. And then here we've got simple business models. And then down here is low growth potential. And then up here we've obviously got high growth potential. That'll do. So obviously there's lots of different business models that you can choose. So I'm going to lay a few of them on here and then you'll start to see why I'm choosing the strategy that I'm going to share with you in today's video. So just to give you a bit of context, down here on the low growth potential and complex business models, there's stuff like local businesses. So a local business is got obviously low growth potential because you're probably going to be stuck to one site. You could maybe like a cafe or a restaurant. You're going to be on one site. It's very hard to upscale. If you want to kind of upscale into different locations, you need to get another location. You need to have lots of staff, so it also becomes complex as well because you've got to deal with staff and you've got to deal with the sourcing the products and all of that kind of thing. So that just gives you a bit of context. If we're talking more about kind of like online business models, I actually think stuff like social media marketing agency kind of falls into this section because it's got fairly low growth potential. And a social media marketing agency is just when you are running the social media for companies. And I've seen a lot of people talking about this. And it's an okay business model, but in my opinion, it's got a fairly low growth potential because a lot of these people running these agencies is just one person, and you're kind of doing the social media for businesses yourself. And there's obviously only so much time you've got in the day, so you can only take on so many clients. So the growth potential is fairly low. If you do want to start growing it, then you do need to start outsourcing to other people and then training them up how to do it. So it's fairly low growth potential, but it's also complex as well because you need to obviously know how to do this social media marketing. And if you do want to start upscaling, you do need to start training other people. So it kind of fits more on this side. Then up here, we've got high growth potential, but also complex. So stuff like tech or apps. So if you want to create your own app, the potential of growing that app and that becoming a crazy high grossing app, making you millions and billions, yeah, that can happen because they have high growth potential, but they're very, very complex. It actually probably should be more down here because it's very complex to launch your own app and actually get it to go crazy. So obviously that's more on this side of the scale. So where we really want to be focusing our time is on the simple side of this matrix. And also we want to be focusing more on the high growth potential if we want to get to six figures in the quickest possible time. But down here in this bottom corner, we've got stuff like Fiverr or services. And services and Fiverr, if you're offering services online, like a freelance services, that's actually fairly simple. If you know how to do that, you can do kind of like Photoshop or logo design or just like proofreading. You can do lots of different types of services, and but they're very simple. But the only downside is they have very low growth potential. If you want to make six figures from offering services online, it's going to take quite a long time to get there. The growth potential is just not there. Also, a job falls into this as well. Kind of like if you've got a job, it's going to take you quite a long time to earn 100k in profit, depending on the salary. So the growth potential is fairly low, but it's fairly simple just to go to work and do your job. Then up here is the sweet spot of kind of high growth potential business models that are simple and fairly simple and easy to run. But we don't want to avoid these, because what we can do with these more simple but low growth potential business models is we can use them to help us fund the stuff up here. So we can use some income that we could earn from Fiverr or from our job or from offering other freelance services, and we can help use some of that funds to fund these up here. So up here we've got stuff like Amazon, FBA, then we've also got drop shipping, and then we've got none other than affiliate marketing. So obviously you would have heard about these quite a lot, and just to break it down, I've put Amazon here because Amazon is probably more on the complex side of things, because you need to have a fairly sizable budget to get started with Amazon. But you also need to source the products from China. You need to find a winning product. You need to send it to the Amazon warehouse, and then they will then send it to the customers, and they take care of that side of it. But the actual initial setup of an Amazon FBA business is actually fairly complex. So it's not one of the easiest business models to get started with. Then we move closer down the scale. We've got something like drop shipping, where we create a website selling a product, an e-commerce product, but we don't hold the inventory. If someone comes to our site to purchase that product, we will then source it from China and then send it to that customer. So in terms of simplicity, it's fairly simple, but you do have to deal with customer service, you have to deal with returns, you still will have to run the adverts as well and crack that side of it to make that work. But right down at the end of the scale, in my opinion, which is one of the most simple business models out there, but has one of the highest growth potentials, is affiliate marketing. Now, this will be no surprise if you watch my YouTube channel, because you know that I am dead into affiliate marketing. I've been doing affiliate marketing for the last 3 years. I actually managed to hit 6 figures in my first year from affiliate marketing. So I know that that is a strategy that definitely does work, and you can scale it to the moon. But what I genuinely think, if you're starting out and you're getting started and you want to hit 6 figures, you should really start off with affiliate marketing, but also start off with some of these strategies down here. So you could actually use your job, right? If you've got a current job now, 9 to 5, you hate the job, you want to get out of it, you want to hit 6 figures, use some of that income, save it up to help you fund your affiliate marketing business. Or if you haven't got a job, you can actually you can create some services on Fiverr, offering some kind of skill. And again, use some of that income. It's not going to make you rich, but you can use some of that income to help fund your affiliate marketing business. And the good thing about affiliate marketing is you can actually do it with a very little budget. In theory, you can actually start affiliate marketing with no money at all. So you could actually do like reviews on YouTube about products. So you want to find a product that you're passionate about, and you can find the affiliate program for that online. Most products out there will have an affiliate program, and they're free to join. You just type in the name of the product followed by affiliate program. You sign up. They're going to give you a unique referral link that you can share with people. And if they sign up, you're going to earn commissions. So you can do that for free by doing YouTube videos, and you can also do blog posts as well. They're not the easiest to scale, because obviously it's quite hard to rank on YouTube sometimes, and it can be hard to get your blog to rank, but you can start to get some sales coming in for free. But realistically, you do want to have a bit of funds coming in that's going to help you upscale. So that's why you want to focus on these down here to get some money coming in, which will help you fund your affiliate marketing business. So if you really want to take affiliate marketing seriously, I think one, at the start, when you've got a smaller budget, you should be collecting emails. You should be doing organic traffic, but you should be collecting emails from people so you can continue to email them about this product. So if someone's interested in a software like a website builder, like Builderall, which is what I promoted in my first year, what I did is I created basically a sales funnel where I collected people's emails if they were interested about signing up. Some of them didn't sign up straight away. I continued to email them like every other day for a while, and eventually some of those people started to sign up. That requires some budget, so I would use some of the income down here to pay for stuff like that. Then when you start to get some income coming in from your affiliate marketing business, you can start to reinvest that into paid advertising, which is what I did as well. So I would start with stuff like Google Ads is a really good strategy for affiliate marketing, because you can put your affiliate link in Google. So when someone's searching for website builder, your affiliate link can appear at the top of the page. They click on it, you earn commissions. As long as the money you're paying for adverts is less than the commissions you're receiving overall. You're going to be in profit. And that's actually a very good strategy that I focused on for the first couple of years, actually. I really went hard on Google Ads and direct linking to affiliate products, and I made a lot of money from that. The downside to running kind of like Google Ads and search traffic is that can actually be quite hard to upscale because you're relying on people finding your offers and finding the affiliate links. So what you then should do if you really want to start upscaling is then start reinvesting the profits from those Google ads and those and the affiliate commissions that you've earned so far into other paid traffic sources, like native ads is the one that I focus on at the moment. I'm now currently making 6 figures per month affiliate marketing using native adverts, and I basically send traffic directly to a pre-sale page, an advertorial style pre-sale page, then straight onto the affiliate offer, and I make commissions. And these native ads are adverts which appear on news websites, and I'm finding people that don't already know about that product, and it obviously can require quite a large budget. You should really have at least like $3,000 in ad budget to get started with something like native ads. Another alternative is Facebook ads as well, which you could try, but you do need a fairly large budget. So that's why I think you should go down the route of focusing on services, go down kind of the organic route of promoting on social media, building an email list, then start reinvesting into search traffic like Google or Bing ads, then reinvest that profit into more kind of upscalable paid traffic, which is slightly more riskier and it does require a larger budget. But that's how you'll manage to get to 6 figures in one of the quickest times. And the good thing is, if you are building assets along the way, so you've built some YouTube videos, you've built some blog posts, you've got an email list, those can continue generating you commissions and leads on a weekly basis. So when you start to test out Google ads or you start to test out native ads and they might not work the first time, you're not going to run out of money straight away because you've still got some of these assets that you spent building. Also, you still could be offering these services that can continue to fund it. And that's probably one of the most realistic ways to get to 6 figures, because there's lots of different ways that you can do it along the way. You don't have to start straight away investing $3,000 or $4,000 like you have got to do with Amazon FBA, and you can start off with a very small budget and eventually upscale to the 6-figure mark and even beyond that if you do want to take it seriously. If you do want to learn more about affiliate marketing in more detail and kind of more of the technical side and the tactics behind it, I do have a free YouTube video which explains how to go from $0 to $10,000 with affiliate marketing. It's a very good video. I will link that around this video. You can click on that and watch that if you want to learn more about the strategy behind affiliate marketing, how to get there. But I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you found it valuable. And it's very different to the type of video that I usually do because I'm not usually at the whiteboard. But if you did like it, please give the video a thumbs up. Even if you didn't like it, just give the video a thumbs up because it helps me out. But let me know in the comments what you thought of it. And if you think I missed any business models off here, or you think any different to what I've just said, then let me know in the comments below. And it'd be good to hear your feedback. Thanks a lot. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye.